So it's really listening to your body and asking your body what it wants. Is it working? How do you feel?
And I agree with you, right? Now I'm listening to you and I'm like, okay, that works for some people. Sometimes that seems they're inherently intuitive, right? They know how to assess and pull inward and then do that actual like mental work. Now everybody's built that way. So I'm about to give
Welcome back to
Salt
Sauna
Soul.
All right, so we like to sweat the details on wellness, so you don't have to.
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, so what are we talking about today, Mr. Evans?
We're talking about how to simplify wellness that leads to transformation. That's what today's talking about.
Simplify.
Yes. Now, what does that mean to you?
Simplify?
Yeah, in this context.
It's the easy button.
Ooh, that's a nice way of putting it. You know what? That deserves a little spot of tea, my dear.
Spot of tea?
A little spot of tea.
A spot of tea?
You know, a little mint blend for you, too.
Oh.
My British accent
Your
sucks.
tea pour technique has gotten so...
You know, look at that. Look at that.
So good, dear.
I've been practicing.
So nice.
You don't see me late at night. I'd be like, okay, let me brew some tea. And listen up, people don't have to know. You don't have to bust me out like that on camera. You know?
I need some tea. Actually, I need some caffeine. This is all herbal.
We was doing so well.
But so no caffeine.
Then you gonna bust me out like that.
I'm gonna put some energy into this tea because I need some energy right now.
Okay.
Cheers. Okay.
All right. So now back to the easy button. I don't want to deviate too much.
Yes, easy button. Okay, so we're simplifying wellness.
Yes.
So how do we've done a couple episodes this season on recovery. So I'm assuming this is a topic around, okay, how do we make it simple for people? We've touched on it a little bit in the recovery discussions, but I think when people start saying, okay, well, how do I do my workouts, take care of the family, take care of the house, now add this recovery thing that you people are talking about, like that's a lot. That's a lot.
It does seem like a lot.
So where would or should one start?
Okay. One, like perceptually, I guess in our mind, it always seemed like it's a ton of stuff. Some regards, it is. I don't want everybody to feel like it's like I'm downplaying that. It is a lot. But also, I guess where I like to begin, I'm going to speak for myself. And hopefully the audience can resonate with Steven. No? Sometimes Esteban.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm going to go there.
Say that.
You know, Esquire the third.
Oh, come on now.
Okay, I'll stay focused. One is I actually also look at this fact of, I like to do a proper assessment of sometimes the time that I do spend doing non-productive things. And sometimes you surprise yourself that like for me, I'm an anime or whatever. And sometimes I realized I was like, man, this week I've spent like a lot of hours watching anime.
Okay.
A lot of hours watching anime. Right? It is my guilty pleasure. I put on Crunchyroll. I don't like next thing you know, like I literally got 3 or 4 episodes right now of something I'm like, good Lord, I can't wait to get back to. Right? But one of the things that keeping that in mind, I track it like, okay, I got a lot of hours of that. Is there any way to blend those two together? So one of the things I like to do to simplify things, right, is that I decompress watching anime. And I don't want to necessarily strip myself of that. I said, but in the case how we do, we got a sauna and there's a TV there, and it can, you know, in our case, it's Bluetooth inside the sauna, but I watch my anime in the sauna. Right? So I get my salt treatment, sometimes my red light, Only because it like depends on the episode. Like if I'm
Yeah,
watching
if you have
something
to
and that
wa-
red
yeah.
light is disturbing what I'm able to
Yes.
see, I
Yes.
ain't doing red light that day.
I don't do red light separate from the sauna
I'm
sometimes
just
for
saying.
that reason.
I'm just saying. Sometimes I want to watch my anime and I was like that, but I'll do my salt treatment and my infrared sauna while I watch my anime. And then sometimes I find myself I stay in there actually a little longer. I'm like over an hour because
Okay.
I was like I got one more episode I want to kind of bang out, right? Or if I'm going to hop on the treadmill, you know, and then I watch my favorite shows. So like I try to do things sometimes to sandwich it together. So yes, I need to decompress, right? But also in the case of like with the sauna, I'm not really exerting myself, right? If I'm on a treadmill and I'm doing, you know, saying maybe a light jog or some incline or whatever, or a brisk walk, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be on this thing for like an hour, right? I'm not going for high performance today because if I need to be high performance, I understand. I need to be locked in that effort. I can't be distracted by what's on the screen. I'm lifting and all the above. But if I'm just like, this is a day I need to just move. I haven't moved in a while. Well, first thing to simplify things is, can I squeeze some things together? Can I combine them together, right? Can I listen to an audiobook on something that I need to actually do, planning wise or personal development? Why do another activity? So I start there. How about yourself?
So it almost sounds like creating simplification can come from not only stacking modalities,
Yes,
but also stacking life with the modalities.
correct.
So that
For
you're
me.
able to, so that you're able to really get the most out of the time that you have available. So I'm going to take it in a little bit of a different direction.
Okay, go.
So earlier today, you came over and you said, "Hey, can we, pregame on what we're talking about today on the show?" And what was I doing when you did that?
If I were remembering, you was eating. You finally got a chance to actually eat your breakfast. And was you actually like scrolling through something like
I
on
was
Reddit
on
on your
Reddit.
phone
Yes,
and
I
things
was
like
in the
that?
Reddit rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But
What
I have started to try to do, because I used to be one of those guilty people of eating at my desk, especially when I used to work in corporate. And when you're eating, but you're not focused on the eating, it becomes you don't even know how much you're eating sometimes.
Yes.
You just keep eating because you're not paying attention. And so I've started doing this when it's like I have my breakfast. I will actually sit at the breakfast table, even if I know like I had a meeting coming up and I was like, okay, I have a half hour, but I'm going to sit here at the table. And before I started down the Reddit rabbit hole, I did just sit and take a few bites and just kind of sit there and just kind of look out the window, gaze, and just kind of have that quiet moment. So it's almost a moment of mindfulness.
Okay.
While you're eating, your body is able to taste the food that you're eating, which then signals to the brain, hey, I'm actually getting nourishment right now, which then reduces the amount that I'll eat.
Yes.
Because the brain gut signals
Yes.
are able to function
Yes.
properly, where it's not like my brain is trying to really do something else and focus on that, and my gut is like, hey, what's happening here?
Okay. So, all right. I think it's time for us to kind of maybe slightly pivot, right? Because we went into the realm of giving just almost like layman personal advice,
Yeah.
right?
Because you said
Lifestyle,
how do we do
which,
it?
Which is fine,
Yeah.
which is fine, right? But I also think sometimes with this whole thing of like how to simplify your wellness, right? People face this whole like wellness overload problem, right? Because we talked about how we do certain things, the kind of little tips, and I think it's probably beneficial for the audience. But one thing that's also at play is that we are constantly, everybody is trying to actually figure out like what is wellness for them. There's a lot of people trying to figure out what's wellness for them. They may not have a lot of innately ideas of what they want to do, or they have preconceived notions. So we seek out externally, right? Maybe they're watching our episode right now, and they're like, man, okay, I'm trying to get a little guidance and some little tips, right? Which then creates this whole like overload problem, right? That does wellness come from stacking on more things, or is it come from having more simplistic things, but you're just doing the right things more consistently? Right? Because sometimes it's like, how do you pick all those different things to do?
And I think even with that point, it's sometimes you'll hear conflicting messages.
Yes.
Where it's, oh, if we go back and we think it's like, oh, no fats.
Are you talking about the
carbs.
80s? Yeah. The 80s
no
and
fats,
early
no
90s
carbs.
movement?
No, now some people are like, no dairy, no this, no that, blah, blah, blah. But then you have other people that are like, no, do dairy, you get your vitamin D. Or they'll say,
some people
you
like
need
now it's
fats,
like,
but you have the healthy fats. But then it's like,
they fight with keto over being a vegan, and then vegetarian.
But then it's like, I have a cousin that wound up, I guess she was having too much avocado oil, and it's like her body wasn't processing it correctly, and led to other things. So how do you know what's a healthy fat, or should you even have fats or no fats at all? Honestly, I think it goes back to our biohacking discussion we had back in season 1.
Yes.
Where we learned that
I like the
yes,
back
because all things are connected. Okay, so with that though, when we learned that health needs to be looked at individually.
True.
So wellness, when you're thinking of wellness is an extension of health. It's keeping yourself, as healthy as possible for as long as possible. That's the wellness, preventative care, things of that nature. So when you're thinking about that, when we think about how doctors treat people, or how medicines work, it's usually going after a large majority of people.
They'll factor in.
They'll test it across a large sample size, and they'll say for most people, it works this way. But if you're finding that that's not working for you, then you got to try something else. Or there's something about your, composition, your makeup that doesn't fit with whoever the test population is that they had. And we're finding now that it's, even if you fit the test population in certain ways, you still might not fit everything. So it may still not work exactly the way it did for someone else. So when you're hearing these contradictory messages, part of that is because people are finding, you'll have one group that they're finding is like, not having fats for me isn't working. I have no energy. I'm either losing too much weight, or I'm not losing weight, or whatever it is. And so then more and more people report those items. And now you create a new cohort. And so for that specific cohort, it's like, that specific cohort should have fats, but this specific cohort should not have fats. So it's really listening to your body and asking your body what it wants. Is it working? How do you feel?
And I agree with you, right? Now I'm listening to you and I'm like, okay, that works for some people. Sometimes that seems they're inherently intuitive, right? They know how to assess and pull inward and then do that actual like mental work. Now everybody's built that way.
True.
So I'm about to give you another approach, giving exactly what you're talking about. But like, first is, right, you do screen your body, and then so you're trying to find certain markers within that. Whether it's I'm fatigued. Oh, hair loss. Or, you start looking at how your body is actually doing and performing, or your mental state as well. That's one way of like individualizing this process. So you start off with trying to see if you can spark or identify certain issues or problems that you are noticing. Then from there, start seeking out solutions directly correlated to that. Mm-hmm. Another thing is that there's a lot. I mean, technology, medicine, in a lot of ways, has moved drastically. So there's a lot of things out there you can personally screen. You can screen and see what type of nutrient profile you may need, blah, 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 for whether it's your genetic makeup, whether it's your ethnic makeup, whether it's your gender makeup, and things of that nature, and find some of that personalization. But if you don't want to start any of that and go there, and all that either seem like so much money or so daunting and all of that, you can start off with the power of the foundational habits, right? Sleep, movement, stress management, recovery, and hydration. You can assess yourself based off of those 5 things alone, and that will tell you a lot about you personally, mm-hmm. and then how you can address it. Obviously, sleep, right? You've been yarning a lot.
Oh, today is not good. I woke up at 2 a.m. I don't even know why.
So what's happening? What's been happening today because of your lack of sleep when you try to move and perform?
Tired. I am so tired. I'm so tired right now.
Yes.
I'm so tired.
Right? Are you feeling as motivated
as
you normally do?
I was at a meeting this morning, and one of the guys there was like, he had so much energy, and he gave me a great big hug, which normally would like energize me. And he's like, "How you doing?" I was like, "I'm hanging in there." And he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I just didn't sleep." Yes. And then it's like the meeting's going, and I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yes.
Like, I think I had deer in headlights for most of that meeting.
Yeah. So based off of that, doing that 5-point assessment, today I'll be like, okay, so this evening, if I was you, I was like, okay, this evening, I'm going to make sure, one, that I shut things down in an earlier state so I can actually go to bed and wind down.
No Reddit rabbit hole, Donna. Right? No Reddit rabbit hole.
So, right? And then secondly, giving you a chance to actually get the amount of hours that you get in. Next thing would be, okay, what other distractions or things that turn out to be, right? Some of it is also just like me. I'm like, okay, I'm moving around or whatever. And I even thought about like, okay, she's tired. So I actually, I'm like, well, maybe I should sleep in the guest room. Not because I'm in a doghouse, but like people need to get rest. And then I've been a restless person, I've been restless every night. And it's like, all right, this might be in order to be revitalized for tomorrow. Right? It seems extreme, but it's also just like, if you believe in taking care of, your wellness and prioritizing your wellness, it's really just another technique of things to do. So sometimes it's like, well, I'll sleep in another room just for this night so I can get a good night's rest. So that, because tomorrow I got to really perform. I got meetings, I got the kids, I got life is lifing tomorrow.
Life is life.
Right? And today I'm willing to tough it out because I'm sluggish, but like I can't stay in this state.
No.
So that's one way of trying to look at the 5 financial pillars, right? Foundational wellness pillars, and try to personalize that and then figuring out ways to kind of address it. And you can do the same thing for stress management. Mm-hmm. You can do the same thing for movement. You're like, oh my God, I'm like, what is happening? Because I realized I haven't like worked out or went for a long walk or done something physical, in the last 3 or 4 days. How am my body responding to that? What is it telling me? That, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Am I feeling more aches and more pains? Mm-hmm. Am I feeling more stiff? Right?
Am I more irritable?
Yes. So now, okay, what movement can I do? And it's like, you can start there. That's another way of trying to personalize that and function and keep moving the ball forward. And that's very simple, but it has all these layers to it that it doesn't have to be complicated. And it's very practical. And we all can figure that out, and you don't have to go to a specialist to learn that. Unless, right, some people are like, Hal, for example, right, he had to go to a sleep study. Mm-hmm. Right? He did a sleep study because he was having such a long problem. Then you're like, man, if I can use these practical, common, like layman approaches to resolve this issue, now I may actually do need to call to my doctor and say, hey, let's look at my sleep pattern. Let's study my RAM. What's going on. There may be something else happening in my life, whether it's mental, whether it's biological, that I may have to need to factor in to go ahead and see to solve this thing, right?
Yep.
So, with that being said, what are some other things for you?
I just told you outside. I totally forgot.
See, that's what you seeing it right now.
Brain
just like
fog.
Brain fog.
Brain fog
is huge.
It's
right?
huge when you don't sleep. Or, well, for me, it's huge when I don't sleep.
Yeah.
And now I have brain fog.
Yeah. I have a tendency of eating too much when I'm sleepy.
Really?
Because I don't have, because I don't have the mental discipline to be focusing on my eating to be attentive to it. I'm just kind of instinctual, and since, and this is some of the stuff like from early childhood and growing up poor and other stuff or whatever, and dealing with scarcity mindset. There's certain things, certain markers in the space around food that kind of are bad habits or bad processes, right? Food can be a coping mechanism for me and to deal with stress and some other things. So if I'm tired and I don't have the mental withdrawal to be very crisp, now those things are just like, those bad habits are just running the show, right? It's responding to the stressors, even though I'm moving and all that. And I look, normally if I'm like, I'm fully alert and conscious, I'm like, dude, you already had a big lunch. Why are you eating that? Like, I sometimes even snacking out of this obligation because it's like it seems social, or drinking because I'm like, well, everybody else is drinking here. I'm not even interested in liquor, right? Sometimes I'm going to be very candid to the audience. Sometimes I will like drink or eat just off of just feeling this weird sense of peer pressure, right? Like I'm in this environment, people having,
doing it.
yeah, and I was like, I should have a cocktail too, and I'm like, but I'm not even desiring one.
Did you know? I heard.
Yes.
Total off topic.
Go for it.
That Gen Z.
Okay.
Yes, the new adults are drinking less than any previous generation.
Why? I never heard of this. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
They would rather meet up and go for a run
Okay.
than meet at a bar and hang out and drink.
Now you brought this little nugget of information, Brandon.
I saw it in a magazine.
Now I'm going to have you speak for it on the behalf.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that a thing? You think that's true, and why? What's your thoughts?
This is very, very true. A lot of younger adults, especially my generation, being a 23-year-old and actually being available to go out to certain bars, we actually tend to stay more at time at home, partially because it's kind of expensive, and it's the expenses are just not there. Being like a college student, so I feel like that's kind of what dictates what really we end up choosing our time to really go out and go do.
You know, they missed out on those 25-cent beer pitchers.
Yeah.
Y'all got gypped. Y'all got
those happy hours where you can spend $2 and get a whole bucket of wings.
Yes. Man, y'all got gypped.
Play pool and act the fool.
Yes.
Margarita
and next
Tuesday.
thing you know, it's 2:00 in the morning, and you're like, I gotta go to bed. I got class in the morning.
No, you go straight to class, and you smelling like a brewery.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Boy, yeah, we other generations were definitely not that healthy.
No. They gonna outlive.
Well, you know what? I'll say the American other generations.
They got.
I don't know. You know, some of the other countries, they tend to always be a little healthier than us.
You know, I'm gonna do it for America.
Oh my God.
See,
okay, I got.
Really about to go down the rabbit hole.
I was about to go to another. Yeah. Another side.
Keep this ball moving.
No, yeah, we're gonna next topic, because I will derail us.
Squirrel.
I'll continue to derail us. All right.
All right. So the next one is integration versus optimization. Is there a difference?
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference?
You can only optimize after you've integrated. So once you've decided what path you're taking. So let's keep
Okay.
on theme. So these
Okay,
are the
go
5
for it.
foundational
Yep.
that we look at. So now we've decided that we're going to, practice better sleep hygiene and
stress
hydration and
Stress
stress
management.
management. Let's stick with those
Okay.
3.
All right.
So
Okay.
then you have to say, okay, where and how am I going to do those and integrate them into my life?
I feel like this is perfect for you because you're IT. How you thinking?
I
You're
am
thinking of
thinking
his
that way.
systems.
I totally am. Project management.
Look at how she got so alert and her eyes just like glimmer with a spark of enthusiasm.
Don't hate my analytical mind.
I was like, hold on. Where did spark of energy come from? I was like,
The brain fog has left.
I think, okay, now back to put on your
Okay,
IT.
so the 5, and we're doing 3. So we're taking on 3 of the 5.
Yes.
Stress,
hydration,
sleep.
management. Stress management, wasn't it? Stress management?
I said stress first.
Okay, you said stress already?
Stress, hydration, and sleep.
Go.
Okay, so first you have to say, how am I going to integrate these into my life?
Okay.
So first you say, okay, sleep. What does my current sleep pattern look like? Do I go to bed at a specific time regularly? And if not, let's start there. Let's see if for the next 2 weeks, because it takes 7 days to build a habit, so you got to do it for 7 days, and then you start to have a habit. But then that second week kind of helps solidify
It
it.
takes two more, like a week or 2 more to lock
I know,
that
to lock
habit,
it. Yeah.
lock it
So
in.
so that's what it's like. Okay, I'm gonna give myself 14 days. Can I go to bed at 10 o'clock every day? Now, are you gonna fall asleep?
Now what does go to bed
I know.
mean?
That means
I'm
means
like,
you got to start.
I got
your
one
wind
leg
down.
in that sucker.
You know what? No, that means you got to start your wind down around 9.
Okay.
So no blue light after 9 p.m. Give yourself a good hour. I said blue light, so no bright lights. That means if you're on your phone, make sure you have night mode on. And then about 30 minutes out, you need to put the phone down. Just put the phone, get off of the social medias. Put the phone down. It'll still be there tomorrow. Yes, the medias, the Facebooks, the LinkedIns, the Instagrams, the Reddit rabbit hole that I love right now.
Gotcha.
Put it down, and YouTube. Yes, just put it down. It'll be there tomorrow. It's not going anywhere.
Okay. All right. Come on.
So 30 minutes out, you've now put your phone down. Your eyes are now able to rest. If you take melatonin, take the melatonin. If you're like, no, I'm gonna just lay here, then just lay there. There's apps that you can do like sound waves, like the white noise, pink noise, brown noise, sleep, sounds.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do, put that on. But give yourself some type of wind down routine, especially those last 30 minutes before 10 o'clock, so that when you get into that bed at 10 o'clock, you feel relaxed and you're ready for a nice sleep. No TV. Turn the TV off because that's blue light.
Okay.
And sound.
Okay.
Yeah. So turn the TV off.
Okay.
So practice that for a good 14 days. See how you feel. How many times were you able to get in bed? And then how do you feel when you wake up the next morning?
Now, how do you optimize that? Because I don't want to go into the other ones.
So integration, that's integrating it into your life, creating a wind down routine.
Okay.
Now to optimize it, it would be, okay, how do I elevate this in self-care? So now he's a bath guy, I'm a shower girl. So you could say, okay, as a part of my wind down routine, I'm not only going to do my melatonin and my, turning off all the blue lights, but I'm going to add a nice soak with some magnesium flakes in the tub to help further.
When I do that, that is nice. Though.
See?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know, because you wanted to do it like that. I brought it up because you wanted to do it last night, but we had storms. And I was like, no, we don't do that because that's extra runoff and, everything's flooded.
Stay focused on this.
Anyway.
I don't want to talk about those storms.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Okay, well, you can do it tonight as long as it's not stormy.
You hear that? I got permission, y'all. She said, I'm allowed to take a bath.
Anyway.
Oh, you see how my life is? I got to get permission.
Really?
Okay.
Really? So create an elevated wind down routine. That would be optimizing.
That's not ridiculous. I made myself hot.
I know.
I tickled myself pink. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to behave.
Yes.
Behave.
So you could
have
have
talk about something serious.
You
Okay.
you could have a bit of Everly tea in your bathtub.
Yeah. Oh, I totally like. For me, I'm
relax out.
I'm a bad guy.
Put some nice, spa music on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or take a nice long shower with some lavender.
Oh, totally.
Put some lavender spritz on your pillow.
Now we need to do a segment on like wind down.
A wind down
like
optimization segment.
Not right now, but we need to do an episode just on that.
Should we film it?
I got some. No.
You want to? I'm not for like a for real, but I mean like it's like, okay, here's the spray. You can tuck me into bed.
I remember one time I actually did wrap you up like a cocoon. And you was like, you was out. You was out. I'm sorry.
Why are you telling all my business?
I'm telling too much. Okay. All right.
Telling folks you swaddling me and stuff. Anyway.
Well, I get you. I think people get the point.
Yes.
I think you get the point. But we also, I'm sorry. I just got myself.
You squirreled. It's your turn now.
I don't like that. I'm better than that. I don't be doing squirreling.
There is nothing wrong with squirreling.
I don't do squirreling.
Makes it interesting.
I'm a serious fellow. I'm polished.
Sir, back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
Do we have questions
Brandon,
that we can answer?
That's her way of saying. That's a wrap it up box. Like that's like Oscars when they play that music. Like wrap it up.
I'm not done. Y'all can play that music. I'm gonna finish my speech.
Okay, go. All right, I'm gonna stop.
All right, today's salty question that I have for you guys. Do you think the modern wellness industry has made health more accessible or more confusing?
Both. Go ahead, you answer.
I was trying to like not say both too.
I keep it real.
But yeah. I would say both. Yeah. It's extremely accessible though. Like I don't think people realize, maybe some of us old folks and older really grasp just like how much information, how much these different like modalities, like so many things are just so prevalent now, right? That you can just go into places and they got all these different like amenities and services in your day-to-day stuff, right? Like, I grew up in the gym. I grew up, training and working in the gym. Man, they did not have all of these different type of therapeutics that you will find only if you was part of like an athletic team, right? In some cases, some of the stuff wasn't even in colleges heavy. You know what I'm saying? It was like you have to be for the Bulls and Blackhawks and things like that. Doing some of this stuff. Now you like, man, gym, and I'm like, oh my God, with like the whole progression guns and all of that type of therapy, or using pressure. Now I've seen where these big weighted, almost like rollers, right? Like big tubes that's weighted that actually also can be temperature controlled. So it's like it's frozen. And so it literally, athletes, they roll it over like for deep tissue massage, right? Over calves and legs and football players and all of that. Like these big old like rollers. I'm like, this type of stuff is just, it's almost like sci-fi. Like you don't
even want to know what the image that I had in my head.
Yeah. So in laying there and you like really pressure, but all of it's using, the pressure of the weight of it, getting that deep tissue massage. Normally you have to have people working on you all the time, but it's all these different extra kind of techniques and trying different things, reimagining how to bring temperature, whether heat or cold, into your workouts. Even just the cold plunge. The idea of a cold plunge, the concept. Back in the 90s, nobody was even thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you was an athlete.
Yeah. Or if
right?
you lived in the Nordic countries.
Yeah, like as a thing. You see it on TV like, oh, people like they did the run and then jump into the polar dive or whatever.
But it wasn't
But that was more a novelty of it. Like, can you like tough and do it? Ain't it kind of cool to try to do something that's novel, but not actually as like a way of repairing the body.
Yeah.
Getting inflammation out. Optimizing, your recovery, getting you to doing higher performance, all this type of stuff. It's like, it is so wild in terms of the level of accessibility, but it's also because of so much volume of stuff. And there are some bad actors out there. They don't take the time to really explain a lot of these things. So people are trying stuff because it's accessible. And in some cases, if you're not careful, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Because it goes back to everything isn't for everyone.
Yes.
So then
like the cold plunge.
Let's
say the cold plunge, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to hit me
I'm not about the cold plunge.
Women have to be careful about cold plunges. Why is that? Explain that. I don't think
Again? I thought we did. Okay.
Just say it again. That was in season 1. That was, we got a whole new crew of people looking at this stuff.
Women's core temperature is different than men's, and because of that and the way that our womanly parts aren't you supposed to be doing that, especially if you're trying to have children or of childbearing age, because it shocks the body. And in addition, the way that our hormones work, that type of shock to the body spikes your cortisol. So even though you're trying to get inflammation out, you're now creating additional stress inflammation with that cortisol spike because your body thinks it's under duress when it does those plunges. So most women, if you're going to do a cold plunge, it needs to be set at a different temperature than what a man would go in at. And you shouldn't be doing it a lot.
See, I mean, just those type of things alone, right? But cold plunge is so readily available. People are like, okay, cool, let's do it. And where it's harmful is that there's just not enough explanation and care, right? And translating that for different populations. So, yeah. I think that's kind of like a good way to start wrapping it up. So you want to kind of let's do a quick little recap because we touched on so much stuff.
The brain fog is back.
So first you gave our example of some of the things, how we simplify like wellness.
Oh, yes, we did.
Okay. Right. I combine it, my anime.
Yes.
Right.
I sit and have my breakfast without working at the same time.
Yes. So some of it is as a tip or a reminder is saying, hey, for you is decoupling, right? Decoupling, in this case, you're talking about eating, having your meals with other activities or whatever will work in production because it allow you to not want mentally take your break. Mentally also not fall into the trappings of overeating or getting, consumption getting away from you. You can really focus on that and center yourself. For me, sometimes, because I'm coupling my wellness with things that help me decompress, right? I'm not trying to couple it with more higher performing things. I'm actually trying to decompress. And so I'm dealing with an issue of management of time. Because if I were to stay in and watch an anime so long and then try to do the wellness, then it's hard for me to find all the time to do the so.
And then how to do it for our viewers out there.
Yes.
There's 5 different foundational things.
Yes.
There's sleep, stress management, hydration. I can't remember the last two because those are the three that I talked about. Because I told you I have brain fog right now.
Movement.
Thank you.
And
it wasn't nutrition, but I think nutrition, but that was 6 because that was...
Brandon, what's the 5th one? Help me out.
All right, here's your 5. Sleep, movement, recovery, hydration, and stress management.
Thank God for Brandon.
You know what I'm saying? Won't he do it?
Won't he will?
Right? And so then we also talk about integration and optimization.
Yes.
Right? Because the previous one was the 5 foundational things, so you can personalize, your experience for yourself and assessment.
And then you have to integrate them into your life. Mm-hmm. So maybe pick no more than 3. So don't start more than 3. Pick one.
Yeah.
And then
get really good at that, and then keep layering it. Because you're not, unless you're talking about you're gonna pass away like tomorrow, you got time. So take your time.
We never know the time or the hour.
Hey, if that's the case, then you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get a little bit morbid. So I'm gonna walk away from that one.
You can't get more morbid than me. Okay, so
I'm gonna walk away from that one.
So pick one, integrate it into your life, and then from there you can start to optimize, which means elevate that experience that you're having, get deeper into it. That would be the optimization.
Yes, and then being mindful of that. Yes, there's a lot of noise out there.
Yes.
For the listener questions, there's a lot of information out there. It's great because you got access to a lot of stuff, but it can be harmful if you don't take the time to do that whole personalization process, and then also doing an adequate job to how to integrate. So if you skip those first steps and just start doing a whole bunch of stuff, your process might be overwhelming, daunting, very expensive.
Yes. And then you won't know what's working and what's not working if you have hodgepodged it all together.
Yes. And if you don't take your time at it and go through the first few stages of what we're talking about, you might also hurt yourself. Awesome. So you got to be careful with that. So that's a quick little recap.
All right.
And so don't forget.
I think that's been a great episode, Mr. Evans.
Yes, of Salt
Sauna
Soul. But also don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Or hype us. There's some hype thing on YouTube.
Yes. And follow us.
People are doing. Yes.
On what's the platforms we on, Donna?
We're on all of them. YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
I thought you were going to leave it what? We on all of them. They be like, what is
all of them? All of YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Is that all of them? I don't know.
Instagram.
We are on Instagram. Yeah.
Facebook and the like.
We're on Facebook.
Yeah. So that's Salt
Sauna
Soul.
Thanks for tuning in to Salt Sauna Soul, where wellness meets wisdom, one episode at a time. If you found today's conversation inspiring, helpful, or just plain soul-soothing, we'd love it if you'd share it with someone who could use a little more calm, clarity, or community in their life. You can listen and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or watch the full experience on YouTube. Just search Salt Sauna Soul and hit that follow or subscribe button. It helps more than you know. Got a wellness tip, question, or a story of transformation? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment on YouTube or leave us a review wherever you're listening. It keeps the conversation going. This podcast has been powered by Halo Heat Sauna Studios, where touchless wellness meets total restoration. Learn more or book your next session at haloheatsaunastudios.com. Until next time, breathe deep, stay warm, and keep nurturing your soul.